Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. I have been trying to record and record and record with no interruptions today. It's Monday. And then I come back here and it was still recording from the first time. So, yeah. Anyway, welcome back to the channel, guys. And I'm Jennifer, aka Jen Jen's Creations. And we're going to do a drill with me today. And as you see, I have been working on Ariel. As you can see, her face is almost done. And I did this whole section last night while I was on Cows Live and finished that. So I'm doing this section up to here. So, yeah, let's start. You can drill with me, cross stitch with me, craft with me, whatever you want to do, or even clean and listen. I'm not picky. So I hope everyone has been had a good week and is having a good week, the start of their week. I am, if I can stop with the interruptions. I know it seems like every Monday that's all that happens, and I've come down to the fact to realize that on Mondays that's what happens, especially here. So I just go with it. And, I don't get upset anymore. I don't get irritated anymore. One reason why it's kind of, one of those days is little dude is homesick. I didn't think he was that bad off yesterday, but obviously I was wrong. And he has he has allergies. And, well, that's what I thought it was yesterday. And he's been sniffling, and I gave him some allergy medicine, and he went to sleep, and he woke up, and I thought, that's what it was. But then I could tell he just didn't feel good. And I thought, okay, maybe he's really, doesn't feel good. So I took his temperature. He had a low grade, one of those low grade 99 point whatever fevers. So I said, well, you're not going to school tomorrow. So he's out in the living room watching TV, laying down. And, I told him, I said, you've got to lay down and rest. And, but you're going to school tomorrow because he doesn't have fever now. He did have one yesterday morning. So, yeah, he's kind of not thrilled. So, that he can't stay home tomorrow. And I told him, I said, oh, well, you're going to be home all next week and for Christmas vacation and, most of the week after. And I said, so, just, try to grin and bear it when you go back to school tomorrow. So he's kind of, out of it. But, he's resting. So that's all he can do. I mean, I've pumped him full of medicine. So we'll see. We'll see how he feels. But, I told him either way, you're going to school. There's nothing I can do about it. You got to go. So, but that's basically what my day has been. Of course, then the maintenance people coming in here today. And it's like I get recording, good ways into my video. And then, oh, yeah, they're here. So, but, oh, well. Normal and everyday thing, a normal Monday here in the Wall household, which is known, can make for interesting, things. So let's see. Last week was pretty, kind of laid back, sort of. I, didn't do a whole lot on Monday and Tuesday, and recorded my videos. And Wednesday, I had scheduled my cross stitch, tutorial live, and had to cancel for 2 reasons. Well, yeah, I guess it could be combined as one reason. I had gotten a phone call at early in the morning, like 7, 8 o'clock, from Skylar's teacher asking me to come into the school. She wanted to have a conference with me. And, any parent, the first thought comes to your mind, okay, what did my child do? And, she informed me that he didn't do anything. She just wanted to talk to me. And I was like, okay. So I get there and, she's telling me, how well he's doing in class, so forth and so on. Now, mind you, this was like, 12 o'clock. So in the meantime, I had gotten a parent link, which is an automated phone call from the school system telling me that I was invited to a meeting at Justin's high school. And it was basically, quote, mini town meeting for parents. So I went and I pulled Justin out. It was my prerogative, basically. And Justin came and we were sitting there and they were talking about, they wanted to have an open, honesty kind of, relationship with the parents, because in the past, not having an open communication, communicative, I guess that's word I want to use, with the parents has never worked. And, and of course, the superintendent was trying to explain that, she's been trying to do this from day one since, at the beginning of the school year. Well, I brought up an incident that happened in the beginning of the school year where there was a bomb threat the first week of school. And I was very, I don't want to say irate about it, but I was kind of, I can't tell you how I felt, because, there were a couple reasons why I was kind of concerned. Because number one, Justin was a witness to some of the events, and he's the one that informed me of said bomb threat in the school. And this was right after I had received the automated phone call about the bomb threat in the school. So he told me what he had seen. Well, in the meantime, during all of this, the school system decided that it was okay to basically say that, there was no such threat, that they were on lockdown for other reasons, basically. And so I brought it up, and I was respectful about the whole thing. Mind you, I could have been really, really, ignorant about the whole issue, but I wasn't. And, I then proceeded to say, well, can you please explain to me why, you're telling us that you're trying to have this open line of communication with, the parents, but yet you're kind of contradicting yourself. And the superintendent, chose to be the one to answer. She says, well, what do you mean? And, she asked me who I was, and I told her. And I said, when I worked for the school system, we didn't have, this, policy where, we basically covered it up. And she just kind of looked at me and she's like, who are you again? And I told her. And she says, well, I know that name. And I said, well, you should. And I didn't just tell her my Jennifer Wall. I told her my maiden name in the process. And she said, I should. She says, I know that name. And I said, well, you should. I said, my dad was, my dad worked for the Board of Ed, and he was, he was assistant superintendent, and then he was acting superintendent. And I said, even when my father worked for the board, we didn't have this policy of basically making it look like the kids didn't know what they were talking about. And she's like, well, what are she wanted me to basically elaborate. And I told her, I said, my son was one of the many students that saw this incident occur. And I said, even when, it was brought out that, there was more than one child that saw this incident, you guys basically said this didn't happen. And I said, and, my son was very upset because, he thought, nobody would believe him. And, even when he was very, very, what word do I want to use? Vocal about, this, you guys kind of just brushed it under the carpet. And her explanation, which again, I can see the Board of Ed's point of view. I worked for the Board of Ed. I get it. Believe me, I worked for the Board of Ed 10 years. I totally get where they're coming from. But then again, on the side of, my being a parent of a child, you just don't, it's just not right. So, she was like, well, we just didn't want to cause, panic. And I said, well, if you, are upfront and truthful with these people, saying, okay, well, there was, such and such found, but, it's been taken care of, blah, 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 instead of stating what you stated. And, it just, and of course, she was like, well, I don't see how that affects your child. So Justin stands up, and I kind of looked at him with the look of, don't let your temper get the best of you. And he says, look, he says, I know what I saw. And he says, and I'm not the only one that saw it. He says, but when, all these other students see it, and, we tell our parents, you guys, make us made us look like, okay, well, liars, and our parents, didn't want to believe us. And, and of course, she looked at him like, well, you really don't have a say because you're just a student. And Justin kind of got upset, and he turned around and he's like, Mom, I want to go home. So I, took him home. First, they kind of were against the fact of me, signing him out. They didn't want him to sign out. And I just looked at, everybody, and I said, well, he's signing out. He doesn't want to be here. So I'm taking him home. And because of these two appointments, because of these two things that happened, I didn't get to do my live. I didn't get to do half the things that I planned to do that day. So it was just, that day was just not a good day at all. I mean, I was just like, can we please, stop this stupid crap? So he and I I had paid the bills already in the morning. And so he and I went to do grocery shopping and Christmas shopping, and we came home. By the time I got home, it was like 4 or 5 o'clock. And I wasn't in the mood to really, associate with anybody. And, Justin was kind of upset, and he was like, Mom, I'm sorry. And I said, it's not your fault. I said, you wanted me to know this, this, and this, and it's, it's all right. But I mean, that wasn't the only, thing that they were discussing. I mean, they wanted to have a better policy with the parents, or a better, open line of communication with the parents. And my point to that whole thing is, okay, fine, whatever. But you need to start being somewhat honest and open about things that are going on. Because if not, all these excuse my language, half-ass things, that are being, told and explained, you know, there can be a viable reason for whatever. And Justin just looks at me. He says, and this is why I don't want to go to school. And I said, well, I'm sorry. I didn't realize, I mean, there's other issues that they were talking about. And, Justin's just like there's one issue. There's a vice principal that used to work there. And again, another thing of, I don't know. And, he was kind of, upset about that whole situation because he respected this vice principal that, got in trouble and lost their job and so forth. And, he didn't want, he just thought that it was just wrong that, for what this vice principal did. And, it's, but yet again, nobody wanted to admit what this vice principal did. And of course, it was all just one big cluster, whatever. And I told Justin, on Thursday morning, I said, well, go to school, don't say anything, just, keep your mouth closed and don't worry about it. And he's like, well, I just don't think it's fair. And I said, no, it's not fair. And I said, there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, they're going to, and I said, but then again, on the other hand, from mommy looking at it from, an ex-board employee, I can understand somewhat of where they're coming from. So, he couldn't really argue with that situation. And he just kind of, shrugged it off and he's like, whatever, mom. And he's been trying to make the best of it. And I think, they're ready. And I think part of it is they're all ready for a break. And, I don't get me wrong. I'll be glad when the break comes. But then again, I'm not because, yeah, they're going to be driving me insane and bonkers. And I just, no. I'm not. I'm looking forward to it. But then again, I'm not. So it's going to be a hell of a week. Let me put it that way. But there's nothing I can do about it. And I got a big hair sticking out, guys. Sorry. I don't want to see my hair sticking out of my head. So it's going to be interesting. But that's okay. But so I did get their Christmas, most of their Christmas shopping done. Miranda's Christmas shopping today, I think. That's what, I mean, she's at a Christmas fair and with my best friend. And they're, they were looking, I guess they're allowed to pick out things that I guess they can, I guess they can take home with them. I guess that's, that's what she, kind of told me in a text message. So she found a couple things, but she didn't show me. She said, Mom, I found you two things. And I found Skylar something. And I found my oldest daughter, Ariel. She found her something. And I was like, okay. So she's kind of, I was kind of surprised, but I think that's kind of neat that they, are allowing, them to do that. I was, shocked when she told me that this morning, and I was like, oh, okay, well, that works. And I said, you don't have to pay for it. And she says, the way they're talking, I don't. I was like, okay. So I asked her, are you going to tell me what you got me? She said, no, you can't find out until Christmas. And I'm like, okay, that's not fair because any other time at Christmas, they want to know what they got. They want to open their presents early. But I can't. Okay. So they're kind of excited. She's excited because she found a couple things and she's like, Mom, I hope you like it. I was like, oh, we'll see. So, and then I was I can't really be loud, but I'll say what I can without Skylar hearing it. I bought, I was in Dollar Tree and I got, the boys their presents. And I was looking. Now, I don't know what these are. So, if you guys know, you can tell me. They go around your ears. Somebody told me they're called cowls. COWL. I've never heard of them. Now, I saw a couple and I was like, well, and I asked Marie, I said, what the heck are these? And she just looked at me like, Mom, don't you know? No. So I have no clue what they are. And, and of course I looked at the thing and that's what it said was cowls. And I was like, what the heck are they? So I don't know what they are. She said they're supposed to go like up here around your ear. Okay. I don't know what they are, but okay. So I did that, and then went to the grocery. They did the grocery store thing, of course, with Justin, and of course, don't ever go there. I just don't like going to the grocery store with my kids, especially Justin, because Justin likes to have everything under the sun, and he's one of these ones that if I don't have a monster in that cart for him or a rock star, he gets very upset. Well, I don't want to say upset, but he gets disappointed. And so, and there are some places that will not allow me to buy, well, if I was paying with my food stamps, but because I was paying with credit card, there are some places, and I just told him, I said, do you know how expensive these things are? Believe me, rock stars in a 4-pack? No, no. I told him, I said, why don't you just drink coffee like mommy does? I don't like coffee. Okay, but it gives you energy just like a monster would. Well, I don't like coffee. Seriously? So, yeah. I've tried to make sure that he has monsters or whatever here, but I'm to this point. I just don't think energy drinks are good for you. I mean, of course, try telling him that and he'll, argue with me till the sky turns purple. But it's just, I don't, I get it. He likes to have them in the morning because he's one of these ones, he's very hard to get up in the morning. Very hard. And, I can start getting him up at 6 o'clock. And he's still be laying in bed at 6:45 when he needs to be out the door by 7 o'clock to get his bus. And, part of it is because, he's one of these ones that he can't sleep sometimes. So he's up until 3 o'clock in the morning. And this morning was one of those mornings, and he, looked at me and he's like, I really wish you got me a monster. And I was like, dude, that's what you have. What happens when you don't go to bed until 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning? And, I had to, the only reason that I knew he was up until 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning last night was because I had gotten up to use the bathroom and get something to drink. And he was up and I could hear him. I was loud, or he was loud. Well, in the process of this, of me getting up out of the bed to do what I need to do, I hit my foot. Well, I screamed out the F-bomb really loud. And, he opened his door as I was coming out of my room. And he looked at me. He says, are you all right? And I said, why are you up? And he was like, I couldn't sleep. And I was like, okay, whatever. And he says, but I'm getting ready to go to bed. And I was like, okay, well, it's going to be fun getting you up in the morning. And he's like, are you okay? And I said, yeah, I just hit my foot. No biggie. I mean, it doesn't hurt this morning. So I hit it on my chair, one of my chairs in my room. So yeah, it wasn't pretty this morning. 2:30 in the morning. And I said, I'm surprised I was, not any louder to where Skylar woke up. He says, Mom, Skylar came in your room about an hour or so ago. And I was like, really? And I have, so when I came back in here, sure enough, he was in here. And I guess because he didn't feel good. And so I didn't even have the heart to really move him, because when he gets like that sometimes, especially if he doesn't feel well, he comes and into mommy's room. And, yeah, he's, 9, 10 years old, but especially if he doesn't feel good, I'm not going to make him go back into his bed, especially if he's asleep and I didn't even know he was in here. So, it's whatever. And, and I mean, all my kids used to be like that. So, I mean, it's not just him. So, but that's, that thing, and he'll be all right. So, but, and then I had somebody ask me, it wasn't even anybody on YouTube. It was a friend of mine. She asked me, what traditions I have, because, she's recently, separated from her, I guess, husband, boyfriend, and she doesn't live near me, but she was just curious as to what, traditions she has, because, or what traditions I do, because, all the traditions that she had, they, I don't want to say, they celebrated Christmas, but they didn't really have any traditions, I guess. And she just kind of wanted to have some kind of an idea. And I was like, well, we really don't have traditions. I mean, I had traditions when I first, moved out of my parents' house, and I, shared them with my kids and my family and my ex-husband at the time. I said, but, it kind of, we kind of stopped that. And I said, but there's one tradition that I've always, that's always stayed. And that's every, Christmas Eve, I would put out, one or two cookies for Santa, milk or eggnog. I said, this year we're not doing that, just because I was informed that Santa Claus needs to lose weight. And, well, so we have no cookies this year. Mrs. Skylar wants to put out a bowl of corn. I just kind of laughed at that one. Okay, you want to put out a bowl of corn for Santa Claus? Really? And I said, son, if you sit it out, it's going to go bad. He said, well, we can just leave it in the can. And, I leave the can unopened. And I'm just like, okay, that's a new one. So, okay. And he just looked at me. He's like, what? I was like, nothing, son. Okay. He's like, well, if he doesn't eat it, then reindeer will eat it. And I was like, okay. So, yeah. But, I mean, tradition-wise, I'm trying to start some traditions back, except for that one. Because that one, has kind of always been, I guess something that, me and the kids always did anyway. But, I think, and I see everybody, and a lot of people have told me that one of the traditions that they always have was watching movies with their kids on Christmas Day or Christmas Eve. So I think, and I, put that out in front of everybody. And I asked them, I said, would you be interested? Would you like to do that? Sit and watch Christmas movies with mommy on, Christmas Day, Christmas Eve. And, they kind of, Skylar and Miranda were kind of, all for it. Justin, he just like, okay. And, I've gotten to the point now, yeah, it kind of hurts that, he's not interested in that. But then again, if he was like me, you're going to have your own life when you're 18. So that's his, he's going to do his own thing. So, I'm not like, telling him, okay, I'm going to duct tape you to the chair and you have to sit here. So I said that, I'm going to leave that up to you to do. If you want to watch, spend Christmas with us, Christmas Eve and Christmas Day with us, watching movies after we open presents on Christmas Day, ow, that's, sorry, I'm trying to get comfortable. That's, your choice. And, I'm not going to, put my foot down and be the mom that says, you can't do that. So I do know that he does want to spend some time with his girlfriend. I don't know when that's going to happen because he's not allowed over there because of her stepfather. But, I'm not really sure what his plans are. So we'll see. He's just kind of, trying to decide what he's going to do. He's like, would you be upset if I didn't, if I spent Christmas with you guys and then left? And I said, well, where would you go? And he said, with Josie. And I said, well, that's, that I have no problem with, but you have to make sure that it's okay with, her mother, especially if, you know, they're spending it, somewhere else. And so, he's there for a while. He was, one of these ones like, well, I'm just 18. I'm going to do what the heck I want. And mom, I'm not going to tell mom what what I'm going to do, blah, blah, blah. And he's gotten to the point now that he knows, okay, well, it's okay for me to, do what I want. But as long as I tell mom where I am, he's, and, he's one of these ones. He doesn't really go out much, but when he does, he tells me, where he's going and so forth. So I said, just so I spend, you know, something with you, be it Christmas Eve or what. And he's like, oh, Mom, I'm not just going to leave you hanging on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. I was like, okay. He said, because I know what a Christmas means to you. And I said, please, I said, thank you. At least, So he's, I have to give him credit. He's, and people don't realize he does have a brain and he does have a good head on his shoulders. It just takes him a while to, you know, put it to good use, I guess is what I want to say. So, other than that, I mean, he's, he stays in his room and associates with me. I mean, like, I'm not I don't know how to put this. He likes TV shows like The Arrow, The Flash, and Black Lightning and all that. And, I don't really watch those shows just because I just can't get into them. Now, I'm saying that now, but when I sit down and I watch TV and yeah, I end up turning it on and binge watching it. So it's not like, okay, well, so he sits out there with me when I do that and watches, those things with me. And he makes fun of me because I get confused. And then I start laughing and yeah. And I ask him a billions of questions and he's like, Mom, just watch the show. So it's, yeah, but that's okay. And I was going to do a video on Christmas and record it and then upload it Christmas after Christmas so that you guys could see what what we all got. But I don't know if I'm going to do that because, Christmas is for families and I don't think everybody wants to be watching, me open my presents. But yeah. So I haven't decided that yet. It's kind of up in the air. So, but other than that, it's been kind of, you know, quiet. And I'm trying to get these whips and these whips that I have. I have like three. No, how many whips do I have left? One, two. I have two normal. And I my hair. Why my hair keeps sticking out? Ah, y'all don't need to see my hair sticking out of my head. I have two whips that I need to finish, and I've been kind of procrastinating it. Not that I don't want to do it. One, I started and I can't finish it on my channel, and then I have another one that I need to finish along with my holiday diamond painting. So I'm just trying to, get those done, and then I'm going to do a video. I know y'all are going to tell me, choose what you want, pick the one you want to choose. So I'm going to let you all choose this time. And excuse me. Ooh, sorry. No. I'm going to let you all choose this time. I have three that, no, four that I'm going to let y'all choose from. And I will make a poll after I figure out how to do it on YouTube, and let you all, or actually I'll just make a video, and you guys can comment below in the below the video in the comment section of which one would be what you all would like to see me work on next after I get these finished. I'm hoping I can get these finished over Christmas vacation, watching other people's lives and so forth. So this one I'm going to keep working on and try to get it done. I doubt I'll get it done before Christmas. There's just no way. There's no way this is going to get finished. Sorry. I tried. I thought I would get it done before Christmas, but you know how big this thing is? It's 70 by 100. There's no way. This is what I've done so far. Right here. This, rolled up. I've got it rolled up on a foam core roller. So, yeah, it's but I'm trying to work on it, and I'm doing pretty good. Trying to get it done, and it helps. That's why I was thinking about doing, 2 whipping chats during the week of diamond painting, and then doing doing 2 stitch with me's, but I don't know, because I don't know if you guys would, like that. I mean, I used to do 2 whipping chats. I was doing, a book talk with that, and a lot of people weren't involved. I didn't get a lot of views on that, but I mean, like I said, I don't care about my views. I'm just trying to decide if I want to add another, whipping chat, and if I do, I just don't know where. So I'm it's one of those things. So I'm, and the stitch with me's, I've kind of already got an idea of what day of the week I want to do those on. It's just remembering to do it. So, and I bought fabric, and I have another chart that I wanted to start that I'm going to do just for the stitch with me videos. So yeah, that's one reason. That was why I decided, and thought about doing 2 stitch with me videos during the week. And I'm still going to do the tutorials. It's just I've got to figure out where I'm going to put these stitch with me videos. So it's, yeah, I mean, it's hard work. I love doing this. I have no issues, but it just takes a lot of planning of when you want to do these videos. and how and when and where. So I got my internet fixed. I think I have moved my box to my hallway, and I've got it on a stand in my hallway. And I told the boys, I said, be careful because this needs to sit here because, and they kind of looked at me. Justin kind of, knew why, because I was having issues, especially when I was going live to have, it would cut out on me. Literally. It would just literally stop and it would tell me I had no internet. And then I'd be like, are you kidding me right now? So I I moved my box around and got that straight. And yesterday when I did my live, I realized that it made a lot of difference. I have an extender that I bought, and I don't know if I'm going to do that. I've been told, there's been a couple people that in my live yesterday that told me that it didn't matter if I had the extender or not because it didn't like mess up your Wi-Fi. So I'm trying to decide if I want to do that or not, or just leave my box where it is. So we'll see. I was going to move everything. I still might move everything because y'all don't need to see my bed in the background. I mean, I know that's part of the reason why I got a couple thumbs down on each video, but I'm sorry. I I have nowhere else to move my stuff. I'm in an apartment. It's small. It's a 3-bedroom. I don't have my own little private little area except my bedroom. It's hard. It's really hard when but that's okay too. So there's going to be a lot of stuff done over next week and the next 2 weeks so things might change. You might see a different background. I don't know yet. We'll see. It just really all depends on, how much stuff I get done around here before Christmas or after Christmas. I'm to say before Christmas is kind of, I mean, I still have things to do before Christmas, like, clean stuff out. Justin, is in the process of cleaning out his room. There's things in his room, that he played with when he was like 5 or 6, and Skylar doesn't play with it. So, yeah, he's trying to move things around and clean stuff out, especially, to have room for, stuff that they, possibly could get. So, and then, I need to just organize, period. I'm trying to take it like one day at a time and do one thing. Today, I am not doing anything. I just don't have the energy. I just don't have the energy today. And part of it is it's raining outside and, I'm achy because of my arthritis, but, that's old people problem and personal problem. But, I mean, I get like that sometimes where I just don't have energy to do a whole lot. And then, and I sit back and I, think about, okay, what needs to be done here? And I'm just trying to get everything straight. And there's still, the contractors are still, around, and I'm trying to make sure to wait until they leave. And yeah, it's a mess. It's a mess, but that's okay. So hopefully, things will come together as they're supposed to before, and I'll get somewhat organized because I'm not the most organized person in the world. I mean, there's stuff everywhere. I have crafts out in the living room and, you know, craft stuff out in the living room. I have craft stuff in here. I have craft stuff in my closet. And yeah, it's a free for all here. I try to find something and yeah, it's a free for all. So it's kind of like, okay, where did I put this? Oh, it's out there. I don't feel like going out there. Or if I'm out in the living room and I need something for, you know, one of my cross stitch pieces, I just don't feel like coming back here to get it. And that's how bad it gets. Because, you know, I'm ready to relax. And, you know, granted, you know, I don't work. I sit, you know, but I don't sit on my butt all day. But, you know, I still, you know, by that time I'm sitting down and I'm relaxed. I don't want to do anything. I just want to watch TV and cross stitch. I don't feel like, you know, but oh well. So, I don't know. Um, okay. I'm sorry. I thought he was in there talking to somebody. I think he's talking to himself. Little dude's in the living room. He was watching TV. I don't know what happened there. He kind of got quiet on me. I don't know what happened. I did want you guys to see this, and I don't know if I showed you all, and of course they're not here. They're up on my dresser and all the way on the other side of the room. I got 2 presents on Friday. One of them was from Laura, and those of you that watched my holiday diamond painting video, you saw my socks. They're Santa socks. And of course, like I said, I didn't know what they were at first, and I started laughing, and well, sorry, Laura. But anyway, the second present, and it wasn't supposed to be a present. It was just something that one of my subscribers had told me that, you know, she knew how to do this and she wanted to make me a, you know, a diamond painting pen. So I was like, okay. So she did. Well, she ended up making me 2. And my best friend, she diamond paints. And I wrapped up one and gave it to her for, yeah, she's getting it for Christmas. But this is the diamond painting pen. I don't know if you guys can see it. You guys can't see the color. But I'm trying to make it so you guys can see. It's like, it's a swirl of green, like, green, maroon, I guess a grayish looking color and other colors like that. I don't know. But anyway, she did this and she she put a 4-placer on it. So that came Wednesday. And like I said, it wasn't supposed to be a Christmas present. But anyway, it ended up being a Christmas present. So, you know, that's that. And I'm sorry, you can't see the color. I'm sorry. I tried to, you know, I mean, I could like do it this way and show you in here. I'll show you in my split screen. But there you go. That's what it looks like. It's got like, you know, greens and stuff in it. And it's pretty. And she made 2 of the same like this. And I gave my best friend the other one. So I hope I didn't offend you, Amanda, when I said that. Abakaya. But yeah, she, you know, she likes the same colors I do, so I gave it to her. She doesn't know she's got it yet. So that was that. And so that was that for my Christmas present. So yeah, I'm kind of, you know. So I thank you guys very much. I know I already told you, Laura, thank you. But I'm going to tell you again, thank you. So anyhow, but yeah. So I need to stop here because, yeah, little dude is standing at the door looking at me, kind of pitiful looking. So I'm going to stop my video and stop there for today. And there may be another Drill With Me video. I haven't decided yet. If there is, it will be on a day where there's one video like today, but I'm not going to do 2 drill with me's in one day. I just have to pick a day. So until then, I hope everyone has a great week, and try not to go crazy this week getting ready for Christmas. And I will see you all next time. Have a great day, and remember to keep every day a crafty one.